So I was going to do another Doctor Who question today, and I really was. But tonight was also the Cory Monteith tribute episode for Glee, and I haven't watched Glee in a long time. I really haven't. I kind of rage quitted it a while ago because it just made me angry. I wasn't enjoying the show anymore, and I got so angry with all the plot holes and just the characters, and what's the point in watching the show if you don't enjoy it? So, but it was my first fandom. It was the first fandom that I really got involved with on Tumblr, and so it kind of holds a special place in my heart. And I still love Chris Colfer and Darren Criss and Cory Monteith as well. I mean, all the actors are all very, very talented, and I hope that just because I don't like the show anymore necessarily doesn't mean that I have any disrespect or that's not a word, for the cast, because I know they all work really hard, and they're all really great performers too. That's something. Yeah, I wanted to take a moment. I was never. I'll be completely honest. I was never crazy about the character Finn. I didn't relate to him as much. My favorite character was definitely Kurt from the beginning, and then Blaine when he came on as well. I loved them both. Finn was a character, I think, that I didn't always agree with. I didn't like a lot of the things he did, but there was a sweetness and an innocence about him that was relatable. I mean, how many people have it all under control and have it all together? There was a scene, third season, a couple seasons, I can't remember when, but Finn was talking about how everyone was graduating, everyone was going to colleges, and he just felt like he didn't know where to go, and he didn't know what to do, and he didn't get accepted to the college he wanted to go to, and he didn't, all these things, and I related to it because that was me when I graduated high school. I didn't, all my friends, all the people I hung out with, they were going to colleges and getting scholarships and just having the world available, and I was stuck here. I had nothing. I had, I knew I was on my own. I had to pay for school. I have to pay for school, so I was limited. But I think there was something that was, in the end of the day, he was an innocent man who tried to do the best he could in the circumstances given, and I can be forgiving of that because I make mistakes too. And I don't know about Cory's personal life. I heard that he had struggled with drugs and different addictions and things, and that's what it is. It's human. We are people who make mistakes and make poor choices, but that doesn't make us any less of a human being. And I think it's so wonderful that that's what the fandom and that's what people are clinging to, that he's not less of a person because he maybe he overdosed, and that goes for anybody, any actor or person who struggles with addiction or deals with different things. That doesn't make you any less of a person, and it doesn't make you any weak. It doesn't make you a weaker person. I think this episode was great for the fans, for the cast. I can't imagine that to go from working with someone every day to suddenly they're just not there anymore. I can't even imagine what. And I just read on Tumblr, someone said, this wasn't the Glee characters crying. This wasn't, this was the Glee cast crying. Like, there was such a rawness to even the little bits that I saw that I think it was very cathartic for them. And I think it was very necessary for them. But Glee, I haven't seen the episode yet. But I have seen a lot of GIFs and a lot of videos from the episode. And, Glee's a funny show. They do a lot of things bad. They do. They don't give credit to a lot of things that they should. But some things they do right. And I think there was something very considerate and kind of them to make this episode more about what, you know, more to give people a chance to grieve. You know, my understanding is they didn't focus on how he died, but just the fact that he did die and dealing with that grief, and that's okay. That's I like that. I like that they focused on that. That's, I think, in the end, you know, the how and the what and the why, it doesn't matter as much. You just miss them, and I'm gonna start crying. My grandmother passed just a couple months ago, and I didn't really want to know why or how she passed. It didn't change the fact that she was gone. So for me, this episode was really sensitive to that, and I related it to it in a lot of ways because that's how I felt. You know, you don't want to. You got to deal with the how and the why sometimes, but then there's that just emotionalness that you just want to let someone hug you and tell you it's going to be okay, and that he's gone, and that's okay too. And I didn't expect to get so emotional, but I did. So there you go. But I wanted to take a moment just to say that I have nothing but love for the Glee fandom, for the people on Tumblr that I still follow, even though I'm not. I don't consider myself really a part of the Glee fandom anymore. I still I love them to pieces. There's there's Rose and Michelle and Shazam. I don't know her real name. I just know her name's Shazam. Just people that I've followed for almost 2 years now, and I love them. But yeah, I think it's important to allow yourself to grieve, and I think that's what Glee did, and I think that was very, very considerate of them, and truly considerate to their fans, and to Cory. So, rest in peace, Cory Monteith. You were a light in this world. You made people happy, and at the end of the day, isn't that all we can ever ask for?